Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to some more career mode goodness. And we're up against Norwich. Last time we played them not too long ago, I think that was in the FA Cup, and now we've got them in the league as well. But unfortunately Danilo there with some low fitness. I always try and make sure that they're at least not on a yellow bar, you know, that light green, and preferably dark green, of course. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I find that fitness makes a just a word that I cannot explain. It's just a massive difference. I don't know about you guys, how you guys feel about fitness and how it affects your players, but I know for mine it certainly does. And it's always the case of you know, when I first start playing with them, when they don't have a lot of fitness, you know, the first 30 minutes are usually really good, and I tend to do really quite well, maybe create a few chances. But as it goes on past those 30 minutes, you can just see my players don't get past anyone. Their first touches are abysmal, and it's just a complete mess, and I find myself really struggling just to not concede, because I just can't hold possession when my players don't have a lot of fitness. But yeah, we had this game against Norwich. Norwich, a little bit of like, so they have some good players and then they have some very bad players. So it's kind of, you know, focusing and trying to, you know, play down their weaknesses. But to get it off to a really good start, Merkel there finesses it round the keeper, and that was actually a really nice finish. And I didn't expect that to happen, because we all know in FIFA 13 finesse shots are extremely weak and a little bit limp. So I didn't expect anything to happen from there, but fortunately Merkel is a bit of an animal. And again, with a beautiful goal from Neymar. And I just found that a really nice goal, because the ball was worked around really well. He found some open space, but then the finish was just class. Neymar first time slots it into the bottom right hand corner, opens up his body and goes, make sure we go 2-0 up. But there it was, you know, is quickly turned 2-1. And I was starting to get really nervous now, because could you just imagine throwing away this lead and getting you know, getting a bit worked up about it all. And again, they stole away possession in a really dangerous area. That should not be happening, and just an awful piece of defending, which meant I think it was their left winger or maybe a striker there managed to get too much space, and unfortunately that meant there was an unlucky rebound, and they managed to get a goal, which made it 2-2. Oh god, like, it's Norwich. I should be getting 3 points against them. Unfortunately, it's not looking that way so far. As you can see, a few of my players are actually really low on fitness, so we're gonna have to try and sort that out as soon as possible. And so I made some substitutions to try and counteract that, but I mean, damn it. It's just so annoying. Basong there, who is an amazing centre-back in this game. He is actually really strong. If you're looking for a sort of cheap centre-back with, you know, a relatively good amount of speed and pace on him, then he is definitely someone to keep an eye on. But they went 3-2 up, and this was it. In the 90th minute, Raheem Sterling, the substitute, manages to get a goal back to make it 3-3. And as much as I wish that had been a 3 points in the bag for me, it was important I just didn't lose that game. But I was really disappointed, especially after going 2-0 up. Things like that should not be happening at all. But Arsenal there beating Fulham 2-1. Bolton hammering Rovers there 4-1. That was a bit of a battering for them. But we're kind of in a bit of a strange situation right now on the table. But Pogba there saying that he wants more money. Last time this happened, it was in Baye. It ended up that I didn't offer him enough money, and it turns out that he wanted to leave. So I really hope this isn't the case with Pogba, but I'm not too sure whether I want to give Pogba more money, just because he's been injured so much that, you know, he hasn't really been playing enough for him to warrant a pay rise of any sort, really. But we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Hopefully, it was just one of those things where he's like, I want to get myself a new Ferrari, and in order for me to do that, I need a pay rise. But hopefully, he goes off that and decides he doesn't want the Ferrari anymore and saves me a little bit of cash. So hopefully that happens. But I did have Everton in the FA Cup, and they managed to get on the break here. A really nice ball and some fantastic dribbling. I mean, that was just a really nice goal from them. I take nothing away from them. My defending was a bit meh, but it was more of him just completely outplaying me. That long ball just across the pitch completely split open my defense, but it didn't take long for me to get a goal back, especially through Neymar. Just from the outside of the box, managed to rocket that into the bottom right to make it 1-1. Unfortunately, his shot again was blocked there, and a decent effort. This time it was from Götze, and manages to finesse it into the corner. And what I'm noticing is that the higher rated players, their finesses are actually really good. I know if anyone who doesn't have like 80, if you have 85 or less curve, honestly, unfortunately, the finesses are just so weak and pointless. So, I mean, anyone above that, the best person I've ever found for finesses and free kicks has got to be Ronaldinho. He just out of this world. He really is for in this game and on Ultimate Team as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. But you know, we were 3-2 up, and that one just added to the tally, making it 4-2. And we were really cruising by this point, and some really nice goals would come through. Some really poor defending there from Everton that makes sure Neymar gets way too much space, and he is going to put that into the back of the net 9 out of 10 times. And we win 5-2 there, a good win, and an important win at that in the FA Cup. I could have sworn I was meant to go up against Wigan or Chelsea, but the tournament tree is so messed up. I'm not too sure how exactly EA have gone about it, but it keeps telling me all these different sort of things, because I do remember I was meant to play Wigan or Chelsea, but now it seems as though it's going to be a Chelsea-Manchester United quarterfinal, because Chelsea battered Wigan 4-0. But we had the Champions Cup. Now, if we remember last time we played CSKA, we got an injured Aguero out for 3 months, and we lost the game 1-0, and that was an away game. Sorry, an away game from them, a home game for... No, sorry. I was playing away at Moscow, but now it was my turn to play at home, and we already know that they already had a 1-goal lead. So, to be honest with you, I was a little bit nervous with it all. I mean, they went 1-0 up there, and I was like, wow, I really need to step it up. I need to sort my game out. And fortunately for me, though, I did manage to make it 1-1 with Goetze, and it was all looking pretty good, pretty fine and dandy, but it still meant they were going to go through on aggregate, because they had a 1-goal lead from the previous match that we had played. Not to mention, I didn't score a single goal away, so I don't have any away goals to rely on. Unfortunately for me, though, I got very lucky with some rebounds on Goetze there, making another goal. That was really important for me. Again, though, at 2-2, they would still go through because they managed to keep a clean sheet when I played away at there. So for that reason, they were still going to go through if it stayed like this. So all hands were on deck in order for me to get another goal, and there it is. That is what I'm talking about. El Shaarawy in the 72nd minute, and we ended up winning 3-1, which is extremely important, and we went 1-0 down, so my heart was in my mouth a little bit, but Borussia Dortmund there beating Atletico Madrid 2-1, but I believe Atletico Madrid go through anyways. As you can see, 4-3 they go through. So unfortunately, Dortmund, who were in my group for the Champions League, are now out of the Champions League, which is a bit of a shame, because I would have actually liked to bump into them, because I know I can beat them, and I have done in the group stages. So fortunately, though, I do get some money in the bank. That's 1.9 million, and Nuri Sahin is back from his 3-month injury, and that's going to really add a bit more depth to the midfield. Not that I've really necessarily been struggling, but it's always nice just to have the ability to rotate players, and it just makes my life a whole lot easier. With that being said, though, we had some international friendlies again. These are getting extremely annoying and repetitive, although the best thing about international friendlies is the fact that when you come back, all of your players are all on full fitness, and it's just an absolute dream come true, especially when you've just been playing a huge clog of games and you're really struggling to, you know, catch that break where your players just need that fitness. But as always with the international friendlies, we do simulate these, and we were against Romania. Feeling pretty confident with this, to be honest with you. You know, at home, Portugal versus Romania. One of my, I think it's my right back actually gets the goal, the opening goal, quickly followed by Andre Martins, and it was just, it looked pretty solid from there. You know, when you're 2-0 up at halftime, things tend to go your way. And again, Cristiano Ronaldo, who was actually on a little bit of a goal drought, you know, he hadn't scored in like the last 3 games, so, and that's quite rare for Ronaldo, so it was good for him to get a goal. And of course, Nani there picking himself one as well. No goal from Nelson Oliveira. Pepe actually got a dead leg pretty much, and so he's going to be out for a little while, so he won't be able to play in this game against Slovenia. Although I just quickly changed the team around a little bit, made sure that it was all gravy. I decided that I realized I had Beto in goal, so it needed to change that to Rui Patricio. He's a much better keeper, I think, and yeah, I just needed to make the change for Pepe, because obviously he wasn't able to play in the next game. Although it wasn't a big serious injury where he's out for a month or anything, it was just a quick 7-day shindig. So once that is all over, then he'll be good to go, and unfortunately he won't get to play in this international friendly, but it is not a big deal, and more importantly, he'll be a-okay to play for Real Madrid, because I don't know about you guys, sorry, I hit my mic there, I don't know about you guys, but if you guys could let me know if a player gets injured or something like that when you're playing for international, and next time an international friendly comes around and, you know, he's back fit again, have you ever had it where a manager has refused to let his player go and play for your international team? Because personally, I don't think I've ever experienced that, but it'd be really interesting to know if any of you guys have come across something like that where, you know, for just random example, for example, Pepe, you know, Jose Mourinho decides that Pepe will not be playing because last time he went away and got injured, and he doesn't want something like that to happen again. But I don't know if that is possible to happen on FIFA. If it can, then that's awesome. If that can't happen, then I think it should, because it should add some realism to the entire thing. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, then leaving a like is always appreciated, ladies and gents. Hope you all have a cracking day, and yeah, enjoy yourselves. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Bye bye.